What if I told you that hidden, dark entities are controlling your life right now, draining your energy, manipulating your thoughts and behavior, influencing your personal relationships, making your life miserable, and you don't even know it? On this channel, I often share about anti-attachments and how to get rid of them because I really want you to understand that if you feel terrible on a daily basis, then all of this negativity, all of this drama, all of this darkness in your life might not be coming exclusively from you. What do I mean? I mean that there are dark beings, parasitic beings that live in the astral world, in the lower astral, and that feed off other beings' lower vibrational energy. So all of the dark emotions like fear, sadness, anger, anxiety, they feed off that. And this means that once they're attached to you, to your energy field, they will push you to produce more and more of this energy. So they will push you to produce more anxiety, more fear, more worry, more anger, all of that. And they will make your life miserable without you even knowing. Dark beings thrive on your ignorance. They thrive on the fact that you won't acknowledge their presence, their existence, because you're scared of them. That's what they want. They don't want you to know they exist so that they can keep interfering with you, messing with your life as they please. Awareness is one of the most powerful tools because once you understand how things work, and once you understand that you have nothing to fear, because I can assure you, you have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. And I will show you why. But once you understand how things work, once you acknowledge the presence of other, living beings, that you're not alone, and that there are other beings interfering with your life, then you can't do something about it. And I know that religions and, horror movies made you believe that dark beings and demons in general are these incredibly powerful and unstoppable beings, and you can do nothing to protect yourself from them. But this is 100% false, okay? Not only is this absolutely false, but you are immensely powerful. You're not weak at all. You're not vulnerable at all. You are immensely powerful. And once you understand who you are and the power you have, you can get rid of these beings, of these energetic interference, just like this, in an instant. I can assure you that. And so, if you recognize yourself in one of the major anti-attachments symptoms and signs, then please have no fear. Because by the end of this video, so please stay until the end, I will share with you how to get rid of anti-attachments with extreme ease. And I will give you all the tools you need to be free forever. And so, having said that, let's get started. All right, sign number 1, frequent nightmares and sleep disturbance in general. So if you have very, very frequent nightmares, or if your dreams tend to be particularly dark in nature, so you might simply be dreaming very often that you are walking around in complete darkness, or maybe you are being chased by an animal, by a serial killer, or there is often this intense anxiety, fear, sadness. Maybe you wake up crying, or maybe you dream very often that you are fighting with somebody, and you wake up feeling extremely sad, or with this sense of heaviness on your chest, with your heart feeling dark, feeling sad. If you have all of these symptoms, then I can assure you that is an energetic interference going on. Why? Because dark beings can interfere with you at night by manipulating your dreams. They can literally create a very dark world in your dreams, so putting you into this world and then having you face all of these challenges, all of these difficulties, having you feel extremely scared, anxious, angry, and then feed off all of these feelings while you are sleeping. And then when you wake up, you will feel maybe very tired, exhausted, even though you had a full night of sleep. They can also interfere way more physically with your sleep. So you may literally feel like somebody is tugging at your legs and feet, or like somebody is whispering or constantly talking in your ears while you are sleeping. Or they could literally keep calling you and making you jolt out of sleep and not letting you sleep all night long, okay? This is all very possible. Now, sign number 1, sleep paralysis. Okay, now, I know that some of you might have read on the internet that sleep paralysis is just a natural phenomenon and there is nothing paranormal about it. Yes, sleep paralysis is a completely natural phenomenon, but it is caused by disturbances in the energetic field. These disturbances most of the times are not caused by you, but by external energetic interference, like with entity attachments. Okay, I already made a video on this where I go very deep into sleep paralysis and out-of-body experiences, how to tell them apart. But basically, if you have very frequent episodes of sleep paralysis, then this means that you are being energetically interfered. Also, sleep paralysis can be induced by a parasitic entity, by a dark being that is attached to you. They can do this by hovering over you and induce this sleep paralysis state. And if you wake up, so if your conscious mind awakens, then you might see dark shadows, or you might hear maybe, I don't know, like an animal growling. You might simply feel extreme anxiety or fear for no reason. All of these cases are possible. But if you have frequent sleep paralysis, then I can assure you that there is an anti-attachment going on there. Sign number 3, extremely dark thoughts that almost seem inserted. What do I mean by this? I'm going to use a client example, okay? I had this client, she noticed that when she would just be sitting, feeling normal, maybe looking out the window, all of a sudden she would hear not somebody, but she would feel as if that was her thought, but at the same time she would feel that this thought was coming from outside, and it was almost as if somebody was whispering a thought in her ear. And so she would hear things like, jump out of the window, or I don't know, she would hear as if somebody was insulting her or whispering very, very mean, negative things. And it was as if these thoughts were being produced by her own mind, but at the same time they felt like coming from an external source. Okay, this is what I mean. So pay attention to this. If throughout the day you have all of a sudden these extremely mean thoughts coming towards you, or maybe thoughts that tell you to do hurtful things to others and to yourself, pay attention to these thoughts, okay? They're probably not originating from you. They're probably coming from an external source. So please pay attention to this. Sign number 4, intense emotional swings and feeling as if you are being hijacked by anger, fear, and all of these negative emotions. Okay, so if you are going through your day and all of a sudden you start feeling extremely anxious, sad, depressed, negative, okay? If you start feeling all of these extremely negative emotions and there is no reason for that, so initially there is no reason, but then you go into this extremely negative thought spiral, pay attention to that, okay? Try to notice if all of this negativity, if all of this anxiety, fear, or maybe like a sense of doom and gloom might not be coming from you, okay? If there is no reason for you to feel these negative emotions, then why would you be having them, okay? Ask yourself this question. Be present. Be mindful of what you're feeling throughout the day. Try to observe your thoughts, your emotions. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you having this thought? Ask yourself these questions. Could this feeling, could this thought be not mine? Okay, I really want you to just stop for a second and ask yourself these questions. Sign number 5. If you feel like you are being watched, okay? You suddenly feel like somebody is watching you even though nobody is there. And you also feel anxiety, fear. You start having these obsessive thoughts, things like that, okay? That is energetic interference. That is a sign you are being energetically interfered, okay? Why? Because if you feel that somebody is watching you but you can't see anybody, then this doesn't mean that nobody is there. It probably means that a parasitic being, a dark being, is there with you, staring at you and causing you to have all of these negative emotions. So pay attention to that. Be mindful when this happens. Now, if you can recognize yourself in one of these signs, then please have no fear. I don't want you to be scared. There's nothing to be scared of, okay? Why? Because you have all the power within you at this very moment to get rid of them once and for all. So how to get rid of them? How to get rid of anti-attachments forever? You first understand who you are. You are not just a weak and powerless human being. As a human being, you are immensely powerful. Why? Because you are part of consciousness, part of source, part of God, part of the universe, part of spirit, part of whatever you want to call it, okay? You are part of that divine force. And that force is within you at this very moment because you are part of it. As a fractal of God, you have God's power within you. As a fractal of source, you have source power within you. And your energy field is your kingdom. You know the kingdom of God, right? Yeah. Your energy field is your kingdom. What does it mean? It means that in your energy field, you are the one and only boss. In your energy field, you are the one and only with free will. What does it mean? It means that anybody, okay, any entity who enters your energetic space has no free will. And why is that this being can do all these things to you? Because you don't know the power you have. And this being is taking advantage of that. Is taking advantage of your ignorance, of the fact that you don't know who you are. And for this reason, they're doing whatever they want to do, taking advantage of you, taking advantage of the fact that you don't know, or maybe you don't want to believe to the fact that they do exist. But once you understand that you are immensely powerful, then you know what you can do? You can command them out, just like this. Boom. In an instant. So how do you do this? You can make a statement in which you revoke the consent you've given to them, because until this point, the reason why they got into your energy field is because you let them in, even though you were completely unconscious when you did this. But yes, you let them in. So the first thing you need to do is revoke the consent you've given. then you break any agreement, because you might have an agreement with this being, not only from this life, but from any previous life. And finally, you command them out. You can also simply command them out, but if you're not standing in your power in a very stable way, then you will struggle to do this. And so this is why I usually recommend to do all these things. So you can simply make a statement in which you say, I may have given you my consent, but now I revoke that consent. I may have made an agreement with you in this life or in any past life, but now I break that agreement. You are expelled from my energy field once and for all. Period. That's all. And then you keep repeating this statement over and over until you're sure that the being is out. And you will know when the being is out, okay? I have several videos on this topic on how to get rid of anti-attachments. So I'm gonna link down below the main ones. Also, if you need more assistance, so if you feel like you don't know how to do this on your own, you're not sure how to do this on your own, then I got you covered, okay? I created very powerful meditations. It's a 7-day journey made of very powerful meditations that will guide you step by step through the process of releasing all and any energetic interference. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the link of the guide down below so that you can check it out. And I'm also gonna leave the videos links so that you can check those out as well. And that's all for today. I really hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take care.